I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome everyone to our March regular town board meeting. Vicki, please start us with the roll call.
Councilman Beaudry?
Here.
Councilman Duchesne?
Here.
Councilman Hoyt?
Here.
Councilman Lewandowski?
Here.
Supervisor Duncan?
Here. All right, we have the review and approval of minutes from the town board meeting of February 14th, 2022.
And I gave you guys a correction to the public comment section of that.
I'd like to make a motion, if there are no comments or changes, to accept the minutes of the town board meeting of February 14th. May I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, reports and remittances from department heads and town committees. The supervisor reports are included in the packets and were posted online. Any questions or issues with that? Okay, the town clerk's report.
Town clerk fees brought in $181, trash brought in $1,580, buildings brought in $267, bottles for the youth brought in $87.55. Total revenue for the month was $2,120.55. After paying Agri Markets this month, the check going to the supervisor was $2,115.55.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the town clerk's report. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Let's go with Pierce on that one. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, highway superintendent.
Not anything real new to report. All the equipment's in pretty good shape. Hopefully winter's over. We've been out cutting brush in between.
Really?
I know. I figured I'd jinx this. We're due for a big dumper. You know, it's been a few years since we've had a 2-foot storm April 1st, so we might as well get it out there in the open.
5 years ago today, we got 32 inches
Exactly.
of snow.
So it's real. But no, we've just been cutting brush in between the snow. In fact, that'll until we have a go out and start York raking roads. We'll be cutting brush all this week, and just trying to stay busy doing productive stuff and things that needed to be done for years. So that's pretty much it. The only real downfall we got in town is I got letters from everybody that aggregate's gone up 20% and asphalt is up about that too. So been at the county meetings, we're all trying to get together to figure out what we're going to do, but either way, we're just still going to press forward, and continue. But otherwise, no, all is pretty good, I believe.
Okay, thank you, Jared. The assessor's report, we have processed sales and escrows from the county, reviewing properties in the field, meeting with taxpayers, held office hours, going over new construction permits, reviewing exemption renewals and new applications. He has set the level of assessment, and he's saying it's state approved at 83%, and he reviewed state-owned land values. All right, buildings and code enforcement.
We've got 5 permits out year to date. I did meet with Mackey Electric, Jared and I, for the emergency generators for the town hall, the town garage, and the senior center. A couple of different scenarios. They may do one big one to serve both here, or do individual ones. We're waiting for the him to give us a price on individual ones. The burn ban goes in effect this week till May 15th. That's about it.
Okay, thanks, Tom. The rescue squad is not here tonight to give their report. They had 14 calls. They traveled 282 miles. They expended 17 hours. 4 Alpha, 2 Bravo, 1 Charlie, 5 Delta, 1 Echo, and 1 Fire. They missed 1 call. They were canceled on 3 calls. At 1 call, they found no patient, and 2 were RMA. They used ALS 6 times, 3 with Bennington and 3 with Mohawk. They went to Southwestern Vermont Medical Center 1 time, Samaritan twice, St. Peter's twice. 10 calls were in the daytime and 4 calls were in the nighttime. They had 6 weekday calls, 3 weeknight calls, 4 weekend day calls, and 1 weekend night call. I know tonight is the beginning of the EMT class in Brunswick. Did we have anyone? Did we send anyone? Any volunteers?
There's 2 volunteers.
2 volunteers? Are they existing squad members or new?
I don't know. Well, I know at least one's new.
Okay,
I don't know about the other person.
okay. Dog control officer? Hey, Kayla.
We had 3 at-large, 1 nuisance barking, 1 surrender. But in regards to surrender dogs, you know, all the surrounding towns by us have a municipality shelter. I was wondering if, you know, in the somewhat near future, we can look into adding some sort of a shelter for the town, which would also kind of benefit us financially because we can, you know, take the contract out of Columbia Green Humane Society. That way we can just house them right in town. Building it might cost a little bit, but we'd be saving money in the long run, not having a contract.
Can you research that and see what it would take to get that done? You know, what qualifications of a building and all that stuff? Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, thank you. All right, youth program director? Grafton Community Library. Hi, Leanna.
Hi. Okay, so for checkouts for February, 665 books, 200 ebooks. We've got 27 participants in the Hoopla program. Patron visits, we had 192 adults, 14 children, and 4 teens. Zumba started in February, and tonight there was 16 folks, so we're doing good with that. Legos off the bus, or Legos after school started last week. Story time, preschool story time is going to start on March 23rd. So we're starting to get things back up and running. I've talked to Noel about, we're going to be working with them with the summer reading program, and we're also looking at doing a couple other programs with the youth group.
Thanks, Leanna. The Grafton Lake State Park.
So we have our Maple Weekend coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend. It's both Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's $3 cash for anybody over the age of 5. And there's going to be tons of different exhibits. You can learn about how Native Americans used to do maple syrup. You can learn about how you can do maple syrup in your own backyard. And then while supplies last, we do have vanilla ice cream donation from Stewart's, as well as a maple syrup donation from a local farm. So we'll be putting maple syrup on a little bit of ice cream, and you can kind of taste how have that sweet treat. But yes, that is Saturday and Sunday, rain or shine, and yeah, it'll be a fun time.
Great, thanks, Helen.
I forgot we got the blueberry, learn how to prune blueberry bushes on the 26th too, which conflicts a little bit, but I think it's a little different audience. But ours is only Saturday, so.
Okay. Thank you. The Recreation Committee.
Well, we do have quite a few things planned, and we have 3 bookings for singers, and one is going to be new. He's actually from Hoosick Falls, and I think everybody I talked to has been very excited about him. He sings the Rat Pack type of music, wears a tuxedo. He's done many, many events within Albany County, Rensselaer counties, you know, a lot of the counties. Everyone I talked to really likes this entertainer. So he's going to be coming in August. So everything at this point is being finalized, put together. We're handing in contracts. I think we just handed in the contract to Vicki, I believe, for John. His last name has left my brain, for
Rick
August.
DiDonato? Rick DiDonato?
Thank you. Yes. So he's the Rat Pack singer, which I think is going to be awesome to have. Yeah. So a lot going on for, you know, for events.
Okay, sounds good. Senior Citizen Representative.
Now, is that the Merrymakers or is that the?
We've got 2 lines. We've got Senior Citizen Representative and then the Merrymakers. So
So the Merrymakers had to cancel the meeting of last week. Everything was all planned, it was gonna be the first meeting of the year, however, we got a snowstorm. So we canceled it, we called everybody on a list, whether they're still members or not. We didn't want anybody going out driving in that weather. So then it's rescheduled, and that's all coming out in this week's Eastwick. So we're gonna give it another shot and hope that Jared doesn't ask for any more snow. As far as bus trips, because of the price of diesel, I want to guess that we're going to be probably down to 1, maybe 2 bus trips because things are a little out of whack this year. But we're certainly going to try to put together at least 1 bus trip, maybe a fall foliage type tour. So, just at this time, we're, asking people, what would you like to do? Just brainstorming the whole organization.
Thank you. Okay, communications received. We keep getting the potential change in electric rate letter from National Grid. And
We get them every year.
we get them every year, exactly.
Is that for one building or for all of our buildings?
Yeah, we get individual letters every once in a while. One it's the senior center, one it's the highway garage, and just randomly.
It's just something, okay.
Under new business, we have credit card machine.
Okay, I've been looking into possibly being able to take credit cards. I have 3 different companies. I was hoping to have everything put together for you guys tonight so that I could present it to you, but I don't have it all put together the way I want it. There is one company that I think is probably going to be the one that you're gonna wanna go with. They already have a contract with the State Department of General Services.
OGS.
And they seem to be the most reasonably priced. I will get that completely together before the March 28th meeting so that you guys can have the price breakdown and all the information.
That's not gonna be a cash machine. No, they can pay the town.
Right, they pay the town, like if they come in for a dog license and they want to use a credit card.
Yeah, got it.
Usually the town doesn't actually pay any fees.
Right.
The applicant who wants to pay by credit card will be the entity that pays those fees. And so what Vicky's doing is comparing the fees charged by the different companies to pick out the best.
Okay.
Okay, under old business, we have the bottle money. Anything shaking there?
Yeah, we're in talks about an idea of maybe a way to spend that money is on Fridays during the summer program to maybe have a trip available to children. Maybe go to the state park or go somewhere else and maybe, get a bus or something like that to spend that money and have it. We're still talking about that right now.
Here, just along those lines, here's some ideas for the youth group to consider.
Yeah.
I just made them for the youth committee, but just some different ideas I had brainstorming about different things we can do to enhance the programming a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe for older kids as well, and Noelle does an amazing job with the little kids, but I think we're kind of short in what we can do for the bigger kids, and this kind of hits some of those areas.
I think everything she tries with the older kids, nobody shows up.
Great.
That's what she's been running into.
Yeah.
She's trying to do things for the older kids, but open it to the little kids as well, just to get people to show up and hope it goes up over time.
Okay, then we have the contract renewal with County Waste, which we actually have that on the agenda as a resolution tonight. And the board's looked it over, but I just included that in old business. Any comments about that, or deal with it when we get to the resolution?
I think we're good to vote on it.
Okay, all right, so we'll keep moving forward. All right, we're at public comment, the privilege of the floor. Public comment is limited to 5 minutes per person. Councilman Beaudry is our official timekeeper. Be mindful the public comment portion of the meeting is a privilege. All comments and statements shall be directed to the town board. Please refrain from any personal attacks, name calling, or derogatory public comments toward individuals. All right, open up. Yes, Linda Lavler.
So I'm wondering if it's possible for the town to have an animal, dog, cat, maybe rabbit, vaccination clinic. And when I talked to some other people in Berlin and Petersburg, they do have a clinic, but I'm being told that people from some of the different towns, Grafton is included, are waiting like an hour and a half with their animal, you know, maybe 2 hours in a line because they do have one and we don't. And in years past, we used to have Dr. Shad of Bennington, and I believe he came here. Then we had Lee Delaney's office off of, well, his new office is now off of 67 in Hoosick. So they came here, it was pretty seamless, the charge was minimal, the line went pretty quickly, and I think it was a great offering for townsfolk. Taking your dog, I mean, I know this because my vet is a little expensive. I vet my dog anytime he needs a vet. But there are folks that maybe can't take their animals to a vet and get all the vaccinations that are needed, and especially rabies. So to offer something like this as a town, personally, I think it's a great service. The folks are paying for it at a discounted rate, whatever you can work out with the veterinarian. And it gives them an opportunity not to have to load their dog or cat up and spending the fee. Many of the vets say we need to do a preliminary exam, we need to do blood cultures. So by the time that animal owner leaves a veterinarian's office, it could be $300. So for many people in town, I totally understand why it's hard for them to vet their animals. So I just wondered if that was something that could be looked into and have one of the vets, you know, Lee Delaney, he's got, I think, 2 or 3 vets now working for him. I'm sure they could spare a vet for a day. They get paid. And, you know, it's a nice service. And I would really love it if somebody could check into that and maybe do something. And spring is the time that you vaccinate your animals anyway. So, you know, maybe something between now and June.
I'm waiting for Rensselaer County to get ahold of me with the date that they've picked for the town of Grafton. They are resuming them this year.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I
good.
have a call into them.
So do we know what vet they use?
I do not know what vet they use,
Okay.
but they come in here and it's a donation.
Yeah.
They do it on a donation.
Right, and that's great. But I know in the past,
Right, they're starting
whoever it
back
was
up. They
always
didn't do it for 2
picked up the
years.
phone and called a vet. The vet came in. Joanne Wager, actually, Jeff's sister, used to work with Dr. Shad's office, and she was one of the ones that came in. But somebody actually called Dr. Shad's office. You pick the date, they come in, they set up on a table, and the stream of dogs and cats start to come in. So it's pretty seamless. I don't know if Rensselaer County holds you up, but I mean, it's a seamless thing just to have.
No,
a
they
vet.
usually do this every year.
Not-
But during, yes, we've done it for years, but the last 2 years
I've
they
never
haven't.
seen one thing.
The last 2 years we haven't done it due to COVID.
Where?
They had it at the
They have it at the firehouse every.
Oh, it always used to be here. Okay, sorry.
It's at
Yeah.
the firehouse it was usually
Yeah.
every April, and I do believe that's the date they're trying to
Yeah,
get.
see, I don't
But I haven't
bring,
done
I
a
mean,
set date.
my dog goes over to Rod Goebel and does a full thing twice a year, but I think it's good. Everybody's pet should have a rabies.
Do they do the other shots or just rabies?
Just rabies.
Just
Okay.
rabies.
Okay, now the other vets did everything. They did the full shots, so they got everything, which they should have.
Yeah.
And when I see how many dogs are running loose, escaped, don't know where my dog is, can somebody call me when they find my dog? I'm sorry, my dog has no tag, forgot to put the collar on. Dear God. I'm sure everybody sees it. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else from the floor tonight? Yes, Tom.
We're going to be doing the lunch program for the children in coordination with the youth program. So we're going to be running from July till the end of August for anybody who wants a free lunch for their kids. It'll be at the old school.
Okay, thanks, Tom. Great. Ann Calabro.
I just had a question about how townspeople get to use the park with the gazebo. Can anyone use it? I've never known.
The town park.
You know, where the gazebo is, the town square.
Yeah.
Anybody can go there anytime.
Okay, so if I wanted to have, like, start doing a monthly get-together for the town people, could I do that?
Well, that would have to come from the board.
That's why I'm
I
asking.
mean, you wanted to do something on a monthly basis.
I don't know. I'm throwing it out there as something that, you know, we need to do something to build community. So I'm thinking that wouldn't be a bad thing to do.
Any use
Depends
of,
what you're doing and.
No, how about if we have hot dogs and
Well, then you can-
just come out and talk? Come out and be people. You know, I'm not saying let's go get a bouncy house and let's do whatever. Just stuff to get people together.
Recreation committee, she goes with recreation committee.
you could talk with the recreation committee about that.
Okay.
Anything that has to do with town property has to be approved by the board for use. If it's, you know, family going for a walk and enjoying the park, that's one thing. If you're gonna have an event, it's something that has to go through the town.
Okay,
for
so that's
rules.
why I was asking. So not anybody can use it, you have to get
No,
permission.
Andrew, two different things. You want to go there, just you on your own, sit down?
Correct.
What they're saying is, yes, you can do that. You want to have an organized event once a week or once a month,
Okay,
then you gotta,
okay. Okay,
and if it's for a recreation community purpose, the committee that's perfect for that is the recreation committee.
Yeah, which we're doing.
okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, and then the other thing I have is, well, a couple things. One is that Grafton Forest, I never even knew it existed until I lived here for 6.5 years. Why is it not publicized at all? I think that that's something that people should know about so that we can go and enjoy it. And I also think that the proposed community forest is a good thing. And I know there's a lot of people that are down on it right now. But there aren't very many things that you can do in town. We don't have a playground. You know, we've got the one little thing up at the old school. But there's no real playground. There's no place for kids to do anything except your own yard, you know. But I like the idea of the community forest because of the education opportunities there. And I don't generally go to forests because I'm afraid to get lost. I'm hoping to volunteer there and help build the paths. And as someone who's going to help build them, I'll be more comfortable going there. So I'm going to suggest that maybe we get some people interested in doing that.
Which are you talking about? The RPA piece of property now?
That one. The Grafton Forest is different. I think that used to be owned by RPA, but I'm not positive. But it's there, and there's nobody telling anything about it.
The Grafton Forest.
Grafton Forest is at the end of Stuffle
It's
Street.
owned by
The state.
town state.
No,
Forest.
it's a
Okay,
state.
is what it is, right?
Right.
Is that the one you're talking
I
about?
don't know. I thought it was owned now by the state.
Yeah.
That was my take on it. I don't know. But people are allowed to go there, but no one talks about it.
It's been there forever, I don't know.
That may be, but
Yeah.
I didn't, 6.5 years, and that's a long time to be in the town and never to hear about it. So
There's
that's it,
also
but
a
that's-
Lake and Pond Center too, you can visit.
We're free.
Yeah.
Free's good.
And the other one, I think, is a lot of it's in Pittsburgh.
What's in Pittstown?
Right, the other forest that you're talking about?
There's
is
a
in-
couple others, yeah.
I think most of it's in Pittsburgh, a lot of it.
I
I really don't.
Oh,
know
those
where
are
it's
two
from.
different, that's a
Yeah,
different
don't
That
forest.
one, yeah,
Most of them don't have anything to do with the town.
Right.
right.
That's it.
Anyone else from the floor tonight? No? Going once? Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, under motions and resolutions, we have resolution number 19 of 2022. Whereas the town of Grafton is in need of refuse and recycling services, and whereas the town council has been advised that county waste has been providing such services in the past in an efficient and effective manner at a fair and reasonable cost to the town, and has provided the town with the attached proposed contracts to continue such services for an additional 3 years, and good cause appearing therefore. Now therefore be it resolved that the town of Grafton hereby approves the supervisor executing the attached contracts with county waste on behalf of the town of Grafton. Someone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Councilman Lewandowski. May I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, Councilwoman DeShane?
Councilman Baldry,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeShane.
Yes.
Councilman Lewandowski,
Yes.
Councilman Hoyt,
Yes.
Supervisor Benson.
Yes. All right, motion carried unanimously on resolution number 19. Resolution number 20 of 2022, whereas the town of Grafton is in need of entertainment services for a community event to be sponsored by the town of Grafton, and whereas the town council has been advised that Rick DiDonato is willing to provide such services for $400 for the attached contract, and good cause appearing therefore, now therefore be it resolved that the town of Grafton hereby approves the attached contract with Rick DiDonato for entertainment services on behalf of the town of Grafton for the amount of $400. I would like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 20 of 2022. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Seconded by Councilman Bowdre.
Councilman Baldry,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeShane,
Yes.
Councilman Lewandowski,
Yes.
Councilman Hoyt,
Yes.
and Supervisor Benson.
Yes. And I have a copy of that right here. Is this, okay, you have it too, okay. Okay. I'll make sure I sign it before I go tonight. All right, and then resolution number 21 of 2022. The annual review and audit of the books of the town clerk, tax collector, and town justices have been completed, and the books will be available for public review on March 28, 2022, from 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution 21 of 2022. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilman Lewandowski.
Councilman Baldry,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeShane,
Yes.
Councilman Lewandowski,
Yes.
Councilman Hoyt,
Yes.
and Supervisor Benson.
Yes.
I'll hold on paying the bills.
Yes, yep, we're going to pay the bills when we adjourn from executive session. The next meeting is our workshop, which will be held on Monday, March 28th, 2022 at 6:30 p.m. We have legislative privilege. Is anyone going to enact that tonight? Okay, all right. At this point in the meeting, we're going to go into executive session for review of audit and billing issues. I'm sorry? Okay. And when we come back out, we're just going to pay the bills and adjourn. All right, so.
Somebody's got to make a motion to go
I'd like to
in.
make a motion to go into executive session. May I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Hoyt.
Aye.
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 Always good.
Tamara from the